Good morning, Unity.
Morning.
So happy to be here with you all. Truth within me. Love is the truth within me. When I feel discouraged, thinking all is lost. When I feel discouraged, thinking all is lost. Love is there. Love is there. Love is there. It's all I see. Love is all I see. Love is, it's all I see. Love is all I see. Love is the truth within me. Love is, it's the truth. Discouraged, thinking all is lost. When I feel discouraged, thinking all is lost. When I feel discouraged, thinking all is lost. When I feel discouraged, thinking all is lost. Love is there. Love is there. Love is Thank you. We welcome you this morning to Unity Spiritual Center as we gather. We gather in this space, we gather online. We know that underneath it all, love is there. You may not have felt it, you may have felt it, you may have been anywhere at all this week, but love is there. We're starting with that. In Unity and New Thought, we believe in one presence and one power. We believe in the idea of a foundational quantum field from which we live and move and have our being. And so that's where we're starting this morning. I'm Reverend Lisa Davis, and I'm the minister here. And I'm going to start with a little bit of it's not a warning, but it's just letting you know, when I took this position in 2007, I had left ministry. My husband had passed away, and I moved to Portland and was attending this church. And Carolyn, I know you were part of the board that hired me, but I said to the board, okay, but I have to show up. I'm going to be authentic. I'm going to talk about things that are real if it's there, and I'm in deep grief, and I'm going to cry if I need to cry. This morning, I'm in deep grief. That's where I am. And so I just invite all of us to know we came together this morning to connect, to hold each other, to remember whether you're happy with the outcome of the election or you're devastated by the outcome of the election. We are humanity inviting in a larger picture. And usually I want it to go my way. And it doesn't always do that. You know, Maya Angelou said, you may not control all the events that happen to you, but you can decide not to be reduced by them. We may not control what happens to us, but we can choose not to be reduced by them. And we aren't reduced by them when we find a place, a strength, a knowing, an idea and a consciousness to stand within, regardless of what goes on around us. And so in just a moment, we are going to begin this service in prayer. Every week, I say, if by any chance you've closed your heart, if life has taken you outside of a circle of love, a circle of the inner, a circle of the truth of who you are, I invite you back into it. And I'm going to do it this week for all of us. Wherever you've been, wherever you are, love is present, we are present, and I just invite you to move back into your center as we begin this service in prayer. And in that sacred breath, Mother, Father God, infinite Spirit, we open. We open with a willingness to open, with a willingness to know the truth of who we are individually, collectively, and globally. And with a willingness to experience this moment, this breath, this day, this journey right where it is. We have come to this place and this time with a purpose, with a reason. And we simply say, here I am. I am ready, willing, and able to open to the next step, to the day that is present, to the next step, and to the cellular remembering that I am love, we are love, and that there is a larger emergence present this moment. We gather with a willingness to be as we are, right where we are, with a willingness to know that every being has the divine within them. Every being is a part and a creation of this quantum field, and we simply say yes to the love that we are, whether we can feel it or not, to the sacred journey that we are on, and to the holy ground on which we stand. We take the shoes from off our feet, for this is holy ground. And so it is. Amen. All right, and Beth is coming up with announcements.
Good morning. Good morning. Boy, I've never been so grateful to say that we are a ministry that is grounded in affirmative prayer. And our prayer chaplains are available to pray with you this morning following the service. Anyone feeling a need for some comfort or prayer, you can take advantage of the peace that comes with that. Your prayer chaplains this morning are Sherry and Sherry. You can also submit a prayer request. Those are in the backs of your chairs. They will hold those for you for 30 days. Dial-a-Prayer is available for you to call during the week. We actually have magnets with the Dial-a-Prayer number on them. So you're welcome to take one of those so you can keep that number handy if you need it this week. The Sunday morning guided meditations are at 10:30 on Sundays in the chapel. This is also a wonderful way to calm and center. I noticed the room was pretty full this morning. Yeah, it was. And so just you're welcome to come and join them on Sundays. We're here for you in all these ways and will continue to be. We have placed holiday events flyers in the backs of your chairs. You are welcome to take these with you. You can hang on to those as a reminder of when things are happening. And also as a reminder, just refer to your weekly newsletter, as I remind you to do every week. Yes. So community is so very important right now. You know, the more we congregate, it raises the positive vibration that we need right now to move forward, to continue to provide a safe and nurturing place for all. Getting involved in this spiritual community activates hope. And we all need that, so step on up, people. I want to focus on the holiday marketplace this morning. This is our biggest fundraiser. This is coming up this next weekend, Friday evening, 5:30 to 7:30, and then on Saturday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. If you can't show up to help us get the word out, you can get the word out by engaging on our events page on Facebook or on Instagram if you're still on social media. I know some of you are taking a break from that right now. If you are doing that, you can pick up some flyers. I invite you to pass those out to your friends and neighbors to let them know what's happening here. And we also invite you to post it on your Nextdoor accounts. We're just trying to get the word out as much as we can, so I'm doing that. It's a wonderful time to come and be with others in this community. We had a great time being together last year during this. Colleen is creating a wonderful lunch. We have chili, hot dogs, vegetarian chili that Carol's bringing, all of her baked goods. She's doing a bake sale. So come and have lunch, have a cup of coffee and a treat. Lunch is available from 11 to 1. And while you're here, you can shop, because we are going to have 40-plus vendors. Maybe you need a little retail therapy. I don't know. Sometimes that helps. We have creative members who are going to have their booths here. Our teens are going to be selling some things. There are resales going on too. I see Lisa's already got this up here. Next week is the last week to order your wreaths and greenery, so remember that. There are things that are going to be available at every price point, so just come. We're going to have digital pictures with Santa and Mrs. Claus from 1 to 3, which is just great. This is new this year. We love it. And Drew, who is head of our Makers Meetup, is hosting a Make an Ornament table for young people of all ages. So come and do that. And besides just wanting to be with each other, you can come and support us by filling a couple of volunteer opportunities that we have for an hour or two. It's a one-time thing. We're going to also be resetting the sanctuary chairs at 5 o'clock on Saturday. So if you're so inclined, you could come and lend us a hand with that. So you all actually get the opportunity to participate today, because following the service, we need all the chairs moved. So I invite you all to help us out with that. We're stacking them on the side, no more than 4 high, but Lisa will help me remember to remind people to do that at the end. Yes. So anyway, if you can't help us out next weekend, we have another opportunity next Sunday, which is our annual leaf raking day. And this is a lot of fun. It's good exercise. We have rakes available for you, or you can bring your favorite one if you have one. I'm promising you no snow this year. 2 years ago, we had snow. That's not going to happen. So we invite you to come, stay after the service, help us get those leaves. We're taking advantage of the public pickup day on that following Monday. So thank you for that. It's just another way to participate in the spiritual community. Our holiday decorating takes place after the service on Sunday, November 24th. So that's week after next. Anyone can participate. We need a few folks who are blessed with height and agility. This is for garland hanging and tree topping. So we're going to dig deep this year, folks. We're going to bring comfort in this season of light. Mary's created a sign-up sheet that's out on the lobby table. We invite you to take advantage and sign up for that so they know to expect your help. Also that weekend is the men's retreat, November 22nd and 23rd. They have registration forms out on the table. They're also in the newsletter and on the website. You can register either one of those ways. This year's theme is Walk the Talk. So a wonderful thing to take advantage of. You don't have to be an attending member of the men's group to join them. And this Friday is the deadline to take advantage of the discount that they're offering for this weekend. So make sure you do that. They will also not be meeting this Saturday because of the retreat. So just a heads up on that. Today, following the service, the team leaders and the 100th anniversary planners are meeting in the chapel with Reverend Lisa and I. So we'll be convening about 15 or 20 minutes after the service, give everybody a chance to get a cup of coffee. So we'll see you all there. We would also love for you to partner with us through membership. This is our membership time of year. Our new member Sunday's on December the 1st. You can pick up a membership application out on the lobby table. It has the dates on it. There is a mandatory orientation for new members, which will be held next Sunday following the service with Reverend Lisa. So you can certainly take advantage of that. Helping Parents Heal is our support group for parents, grandparents, and siblings who are grieving the loss of a child. They meet this next Saturday as well at 10:30 a.m. The women's group will not be meeting today. Some of you may have seen that on your calendar in your announcements. Mary Lee, who's heading that group right now, is at the Unitreat retreat. So she is not going to be here, and so we'll keep you apprised of when that next one is. Our community outreach started this week. They started collections. They've got it all set up out there. They've already got lots of coats. They're looking for coats, gently used or new, single bed sheets. There's flyers with the list of everything that they need out there. It's a wonderful way to share some warmth. Cold months are approaching, so we want to take care of the folks in our community. And while we're talking about giving and gratitude, our Thanksgiving Eve service, the end of the month, the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, obviously. Thanksgiving Eve, we will have the indoor labyrinth set up that you can walk at 5:30, and then we celebrate with pie after. Pie always helps, right? We're going to have pie. And pie social, bring your favorite one. That info is also on the flyer in the backs of your chairs. And we're also collecting your gently used candles for that wonderful service. So now's the time I get to welcome anyone who's with us for the first time this morning. I've seen a few of you come in the door. If you did not get a welcome packet, now's the time to raise your hand. Our ushers have a handful of those, and they would love to give you one this morning. If this is your first, maybe second or third time that you've been with us and you haven't got this yet. There's a rose sticker on the front. We'd love for you to peel that off, stick it to your name tag or your lapel so that we know who you are following the service. There's a card on the back, and it's also got a QR code you can use if that's something you know how to do. If not, just fill it out. You can drop it in the door of my office. This will get you on our newsletter. We've got so much coming up. We know you're going to want to know what's going on, so we appreciate it. Come on down and share a cup of coffee with us after the service. We're so glad you're with us. Have a great week. Thank you.
Oh, yes. We do want to welcome all of you who are here for the first time. And I know we don't do this often, but I'm just going to ask you, if you're here for the first time, will you just stand for a moment? I want you to see how many people have just walked in the room. You don't have to do anything else, I promise. I won't make you do anything else. I just want you to see how many people are here. So thank you for being here. It may be another 10 years before I do that again, but I just want to say thank you for stepping into this place and into this consciousness where we continue to sometimes get up off the floor and continue to learn and to seek and to grow. What we believe about all of us is that we are coming together. We are all on a spiritual journey. It is sacred, whether we find that sacredness right now or not. It is sacred, and it is a part of us coming together. Evolution happens when we learn to come together and find larger pictures. And so that ability to do that is so important. If the words that you hear here work for you, I would encourage you to become a part, to find a place where you can connect, to find a place that reminds you of who you are, because it's very important right now. The ability not to be diminished by what happens around us is vital, and that means we get really clear on who we are as an infinite creation of spirit. If the words do not work for you, I would encourage you to continue seeking. Find a place that does say, we know who you are, and we hold that space, because it's important. It's important now, and it's important in the future to be able to gather and to say we stand in these ideas. So we are going to stand and sing, We Let It Be. This is a spiritual practice. We let it be.
We're going to sing about love nice and slow, and then we'll kick into it, okay? We let the love wash over us. We let it be. We let the love over us. We let it be. Now the peace. We let the peace wash over us. We let it be. More peace. We let the peace wash over us. We let it be. Now some joy. We let the joy wash over us. We let it be. More joy. We let the joy wash over us. We let it be. And now the love. We let the love wash over us. We let it be. Last time love. We let the love wash over us. We let it be.
Thank you. And I just invite you to remember that eye contact is one of the most sacred things we do, and just to turn to those around you with a handshake, with a welcome, but with a look. I'm glad you're here. Has anybody been able to breathe a little easier just gathering together? Anybody realize when we just get together and remember who we are, the breath goes a little deeper. We remember a little more of the importance of that and that humanity, the humanity that we are, the humanity that is present, the quantum field that has sourced us and created us and loves us this moment. Right where we are is present, it's available, and it moves through us. In just a moment, we're going to move into a short time of meditation. We do that every Sunday because we believe that it's just a little anchor and a little reminder and a little time to remember that how we learn, how we allow ourselves to evolve and expand is in meditation. It's in the silence. It's in allowing a cellular remembering that happens within us. And so as we sing, we're going to get to look at the idea of blessing. And we may not have found that idea of blessing in the past week. All we get to do is open and remember we are a blessing. Life is a blessing. This day and this breath and this honor of being present is a blessing.
Sometimes I need only to stand wherever I am to be blessed. Sometimes I need only to stand wherever I am to be blessed. Sometimes I need only to stand wherever I am to be blessed. Sometimes I need only to stand wherever I am to be blessed. I am blessed. I am blessed. I am blessed. So blessed. I am blessed. I am blessed. I am blessed. So blessed. I am blessed. I am blessed. I am blessed. So blessed. I am blessed. I am blessed. I am blessed. So blessed.
And as we close our outer eyes, opening that inner eye and turning within, relaxing our bodies into the presence. I am so blessed. Regardless of where I've been, right now, right here, life calls me to breathe, to stand, to sit, to understand that right where I am blessed. I have breath, and the sacred cycle of the breath reminds me I am one with the infinite. I am more than anything that's around me, for I am a sacred creation. As I continue to breathe that in, to know that as I have breath, I have purpose, I have meaning, and I am love. And in the silence, I breathe right where I am. In the silence, I breathe. as I continue that sacred cycle of the breath, I realize whether I'm in this room or watching this virtually, I'm a part of the sacred cycle of humanity, the sacred cycle of the breath. Breathing in, breathing out, we know we are one. We are connected. Every being has great value and worth. And we simply say, yes, I am blessed. And so it is. Amen.
Sometimes I need only to stand wherever I am to be blessed. Sometimes I need only to stand wherever I am to be blessed. Sometimes I need only to stand wherever I am to be blessed. Sometimes I need only to stand wherever I am to be blessed. I am blessed. I am blessed. I am blessed. So blessed. I am blessed. I am blessed. I am blessed. So blessed. Sometimes I need only to stand wherever I am to be blessed. Checking in to see if where I'm going is the way in which the inner light is guiding me to feel these connections every day. Then every day I'm being pulled by truth. And when I feel the obstacles of doubt and fear in me, I'll lift my heart and breathe in more of you. I'm coming after you, my joy, chasing after you, my love. Walking till I see the sun shine in these eyes. I'm coming after you, my joy, chasing after you, my love. Walking till I see the sun shine in these eyes. Moving through this mystery, it all can feel surreal. Surreal until I take the time to listen. I'm listening to the one and making choices every day. And every day I'm being pulled by truth. And when I feel the obstacles of doubt and fear in me, I'll lift my heart and breathe in more of you. I'm coming after you, my joy, chasing after you, my love. Walking till I see the sun shine in these eyes. I'm coming after you, my joy, chasing after you, my love. Walking till I see the sun shine in these eyes. I'm coming after you, my joy, chasing after you, love. Walking till I see the sun shine in these eyes. Ooh, 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 ooh. Ooh, 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 ooh. Ooh, 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 ooh. Ooh, 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 ooh.
And I want to say thank you to Susan and Mark, TJ, and Sean, and our wonderful Unity singers as they have held a space for us. Can you feel it when that music is present? Thank you, thank you. It's such an important thing because we get to look at our journey right now. We are, and I believe, let me start this out this way. I believe we are here for the whole journey. Anybody wish you could just sign up for part of it? Could we have just stayed home and just cut out this last part? I mean, that's often what we'd like to do. And isn't life interesting? How it puts us right where we need to be, whether or not we want to be there. I have to know in all of my heart that there's always a reason. There's always an expansion. There's always an understanding. And I have to believe that there's a pattern larger than I understand and a calling that's more. It's very interesting. We are in the 4th week of what was a 6-week program, and now for those of you who are leading spirit groups, it's going to be 7 because we're only doing half of it today. You can choose what you do with your groups, but we're only doing one of these 2 chapters. And today's message is about the wilderness. This is finding yourself in transition. This was chosen, I don't know, a year ago maybe. Using life's changes for spiritual awakening. Using the hard times for spiritual awakening. And how a transition happens if anybody's been through a divorce. You've been through an ending, a betrayal. You've lost a job. You've lost the love of a family member, or you've lost whatever it is. A transition is not, this ended, this started. Although most of us would like that. Most of us would really like that. And much of our lives is spent in the pain of not being able to get from here to here without any of it. And the pain comes and the suffering comes from the fighting of it. And I'm not saying I'm not fighting it right now. I'm just noticing it's there. So the way that Robert Brummett talks about it, he said there's an ending, and this comes from William Bridges' work on transitions. There's an ending, and you move into the wilderness, into the void, and then there's a new beginning. And how long that void or that wilderness is basically as long as it takes. As long as it takes to pull apart the parts of us that we were ready to pull apart. Wasn't it, who was it? Meister Eckhart said that knowing God is not about adding. It's about subtraction. It's about letting go of the parts of us that say it has to be this way, and not that, even that. It's about finding the larger self and who we are. And when there's been an ending, and for many in here, there has been, I don't know anybody on this planet that has not experienced an ending. And by the way, if you didn't go through the transition the last time, you just insisted on a new beginning, interestingly enough, there's this cosmic 2x4 that says, oh, honey, let me help you. You didn't do it last time. Let's just go over here. And it follows you. You know, that idea of, why is this happening to me again? What is it that I need to learn? What is this? I don't have the answers. But I do believe we're here to look at it and to say, who are we? What are we? And while we may have different views, we are all humanity looking at what this is. And for a lot of us, I want to acknowledge, you know, the picture does look different for some, and it depends on how you voted with the election, because I'm not going to pretend it didn't happen, and I'm not going to pretend it wasn't a major part. Was it not a major part of your week? Let's start there. Okay, there were a few that it wasn't a major part of their week. But most of us, that was a huge piece. And I want to talk to, when life gives us things that knock us on the floor, what do we do? What do we do? And so I want to also acknowledge that as a white woman, I live in privilege. As a white woman who has not had to show up and go through life in the same way as others, I want to acknowledge that, because if I don't, I can say just go to God and we're all okay. I believe we can go to God. I believe these truth principles are an answer and they will take us where we need to go. But when life puts us on the floor and for some reason we can't get up, then we're a part of the evolution that's asking to be happen here. I don't know what it is. I don't know where we're going, but I know we're a part of it. And I don't know about you, I don't want to end my evolution and just skip through it and have to do it again. I don't want to. That was why when I started this service and said, look, when I started here all these years ago, I said, I'm going to cry when I need to cry because I'm in deep grief. And if I don't do it here, I'm going to have to do it some other time. So I'm going to be where I am. I'm going to raise 2 kids that are going through that, and they're in grief. And I'm going to do what I can do to figure it out so that maybe the next time, well, cancel that. Whatever happens in my world, we're not going through that one anymore. But whatever it is, we've made it through. And so the way out is through. And it is a wilderness. Did we choose it? Humanity chose it. We're a part of it. You know, Carolyn Mace with her sacred contracts, I found myself Wednesday morning going, honey, this is you. And I didn't like that. I didn't want to be a part of someone who had made a sacred contract to evolve through these ideas, to evolve through whatever it is that's showing up. We live in a world of paradox. There's no doubt about that. So I want to talk about how we move into the wilderness, because the ideas of a wilderness is that it's the unknown, it's the void. We don't exactly know where we're going. We don't know how we're getting out, and we don't know sometimes why we're in there. But we live in a world of paradox. That means there's the world of, for me right now, one of the paradoxes is that there's the absolute underlying world. There's the underlying truth principles that guide and move this universe. And there is the relative world that is in our face. It is that which we can see outside of us. And most of us left that world of spirit and went right into the relative world. And that's not wrong. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. If we pretend there isn't a human experience, they now call that spiritual bypassing. And we don't actually get the teaching from it. So the paradox is I want to hold my truth and I want to learn from what is present in front of me. That means I got to feel it. I got to roll on the ground with it. I got to be present to it. And I have to know that there is a reason for this. There is a path. There's a place we're going. There's something. Do you know, I kept pulling out different things this week. One of them I pulled out were these little cards my mother had written and we found in one of her drawers. And this one, I hated this when she kept telling me this. I have to tell you, I'm like, how did that end up in my drawer now? And it said, what about when you feel the ground shaking under your feet and you turn to God for help and you discover it's God who's doing the shaking? And I used to say, no. And she would say, you got to look at your shadow. You got to look at the pieces. You got to look at these ideas. And we do. Not that there's blame, but if it's in our world, it's there to evolve us. It's there to breathe through us. It's there for us to move through. And so I want to know, what is it? Now, I don't think there's a God out there doing shaking. I think there's a quantum field that we all are a part of that is moving and saying it is time for us to know we're one. It's time. Now, I had an idea of what the best way for that to happen. And no one consulted me. No one. It isn't always the way I want it to be. And so what I do know is if I spend my time angry that it's not the way I wanted it to be, it's not going to serve me. It's not going to serve my family. And it's not going to serve humanity. And I believe that for all of us. So we do get to find ways. You know, in finding yourself in transition, I just want to read a couple pieces from what he had to say. I always think it's funny that this is now listed as Unity's best-selling book. Of all of them. There's books that are 120 years old. And the reason is because it's about transitions. And more people have to go through that. If you aren't working through it with us, it's a great way to do it. And he said, you know, in the ending stage, we're preoccupied with what once was but is no more. At such times, we may struggle with a myriad of feelings, fear, anger, confusion, perhaps guilt or remorse, and eventually grief. Endings are tumultuous times, sometimes likened to an earthquake. That might be what some of us felt. The void, by contrast, is empty, flat, void of anything that seems solid or definite. If an ending could be likened to an earthquake, then the void could be likened to being lost in the desert or adrift on an endless sea. In the void, time and space seem to lose the former reality, how they were. What am I supposed to do? Sometimes our days were like, I just got to put one foot in front of the other, which, by the way, is how you get through the wilderness. I'd like to say it's different. In the void, time and space seem to lose their former reality. Self seems like a phantom, a ghost from a former incarnation. Life feels flat and empty. Nothing seems quite real. And every attempt to snap out of it or pull ourselves together ultimately proves futile. It's like trying to put Humpty Dumpty together again. The void touches our deepest fears of helplessness, abandonment, of death. Indeed, most of us would do anything to avoid these feelings. So that's where we are. Regardless of who caused it or what happened, we're in it. And so we get to start looking at it and say, wow, just be there. Be willing to rumble around. And in the void, it seems there's little desire to defend. We have these defenses. It's the avoidance of our feelings that is behind many of our addictive and dysfunctional behavior patterns. I had a friend who put on his to all Unity ministers, he said, please don't eat. It's not going to solve anything. And he was talking about, basically, he was saying, eat well, drink water, go out in nature. Don't go back to the addictive patterns we've had. And then he came up with the next one. And if you do, love yourself. Go back and drink water, eat healthy, get sleep, do what's yours to do. But it was a very real thing. Those behaviors are defenses. But in the void, there's nothing there. We don't even want to defend. And so with this, the ego does something so different. And I just wanted us to look at the idea that it's calling us to dig deep to survive, to dig deep to find a deeper place. And we might feel challenged during these times. Difficult as it may be, it can be an enormously powerful period, a time of opening to new empowerment if we will be present, if we will allow ourselves to move through it. And so how do we do that? How? Are we willing to? Do we want to? One of the questions I always hear is, well, what should I do while I'm here? What do I do? How do I do it? Let me just see. There's something I'm supposed to read here. We'll see if I actually can find it. In order to become who we really are, we must let go of who we are not. We have a fully formed ego around us. Whether we thought we were above somebody because of our beliefs or we thought they were above us because of our beliefs, either way, we have fully formed egos that have to break open in order for us to live a different life and find a different part of ourselves. In letting go of who we are not, we enter into the experience of nothingness, of non-being. In allowing ourselves to have the experience of non-being, we come more fully into our true being. The void is a passageway to becoming truly alive and awake. And as Lao Tzu has written, let me see this, to die but not to perish is to be eternally present. In a time of personal transition, during a period of deep emptiness, we have to find the ability to stay present. And so staying present, what does that mean? Viktor Frankl, in his book, Man's Search for Meaning, which I go to again and again. If you've never read his work that came out of the concentration camps and his experience in those 3 concentration camps, it's life-changing. But he said this, he said, what man, and I'm sorry that's the time this was written, it's using the word man. What man actually needs is not a tensionless state, but rather the striving and struggling for some goal worthy of him. He said in those concentration camps, he held on to 2 things, his wife and the work that he did, and the belief he rewrote in his mind every day the book that they had burnt, that he had spent a lifetime writing, because he decided to believe what he was doing was important enough to humanity that was why he was there. We have to find meaning. He said, in some way, suffering ceases to be suffering at the moment it finds a meaning, such as the meaning of a sacrifice, the meaning of why we are here. Everything can be taken from a being but one thing, the last of the human freedoms, to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances, to choose one's own way. Number 4, no being should judge unless they ask themselves in absolute honesty whether in a similar situation they might not have done the same. No one can be fully aware of the very essence of another human being unless he loves them. What I know and what evolution shows is that we have to get to the point where as we evolve, we include and we rise above. We include and we rise above. I don't have a formula for how we include and we rise above every human being, but I know we can start with the idea of right now, I am open and receptive to the living spirit of truth that is within all of humanity. I am open and receptive to an idea that is larger than what I may know, and that truly we are the ones that are a part of this movement. Viktor Frankl also said it did not really matter what we expected from life, but rather what life expected from us. Life is calling us, and it is not easy. It is not the pieces that we wanted, but it is calling us to be where we are and to stretch larger. What fuels us in life? What moves us to go higher than we thought we could? What allows us to express more of that? It's not the easy, happy times that shape us. It's the time when it's difficult and it takes from us, and we move into a time of darkness, and suddenly in the darkness we will find a deeper part of ourselves, a part of us that says, wait a minute, there's more. We find it in our own way, we find it in our own time, and yet we have to find that, and it starts with a willingness to be present. I wanted to go again. There's 2 things I want to do. Let's see. Actually, I'm going to move on to something else. I'm not going to do that. I am going to talk about what Rick Hansen, and I think he wrote Buddha's Brain, didn't he? He wrote Buddha's Brain and a couple others. So he's a scientist, and he looks at neuroplasticity. And he said, and he wrote this, what do you do after the election? And he said, we can accept the result of an election while worrying about its consequences. If that's how you feel, here's a short summary of some reflections and suggestions. 1, strengthen your heart. When the bottom falls out, turn to the heart. I mean, sitting in it, sitting with it, holding a space, holding an idea that's larger than what you know right now. If you've got a God of your understanding, if you've got a truth, if you've got a belief that there is love on this planet that doesn't leave with any election or any choice by any government anywhere, then that's where it is. Be kind to yourself as part of that, turning to your heart. Let yourself feel what you're feeling. Slow down, take your time. And I'm happy to get a copy of this if you're interested in it. But to get a sense of your own fundamental goodness, breathe through it. Any of you who are taking Annette's class, go back through the powers that you have within you. Hold a place, but strengthen your heart. The second one is see clearly. Recognize misinformation and lies. It's easy to get the basic factual information from, different websites and different things that will correct from Wikipedia, university websites, credible news organizations. Make sure we're not living in a story that's not true. And it's hard to figure out what that is. Realize that sometimes we see it in one way, and that's not the largest picture that will support us. I don't know what those are, but we have to be able to not be alarmed by a story we hear and follow a path that does not support us in evolution. Do what you can. Nkosi Johnson was born with HIV in 1989 and died soon at age 12. He became an advocate for those with AIDS, and he was the one that said, do all that you can with what you've been given in the place where you are, in the time you have. There are people around you who need to be heard. There are people that need to be called. There are people that need to know you're there. And part of this, it's very interesting. In the pandemic, our brain actually atrophied in the part that connects. We've been feeling the relief as we've gathered and said, this is important, we're important, life is important. And then literally, this is a time again to pull together, to know the truth. And number 4, find peace. Throughout history, most people have lived under tough conditions while still finding their ways to be happy. If they could do it, we can too. There was a beautiful thing that was put out on Facebook by a black man, and he said, the floor, over 400 years. Don't think we haven't done it before. And it was just an invitation to remember. I'm butchering how it was said, but that has stayed with me all week. We're learning a new path. We're learning a new way. And I want to talk just a little bit, and then I will end, I promise. I want to talk about Pierre Teilhard de Chardin and evolution. Because when I get down to a place of, I don't know what to do, I could talk on the fact that every one of us is a creation of spirit. We have a life to live. We have a place. We have love in us. We have life in us. We have peace. We have presence. And our journey is to find it. But I went back again to one of my mother's books, which at some point I do hope to teach here because it's so important. I grew up with hearing this Pierre Teilhard de Chardin stuff, and it's about evolution. And it uses man, so I apologize for the language, but this is a scientist who began saying this is what is happening to humanity. We have come together, that he saw this planet we're on, all of this is evolution, the Big Bang Theory all the way in. It is groping, it is moving, it is the way that we go. And he said, it was only the late 19th century that the light dawned at last, revealing the process of evolution, that all objects are born from their growing together from a common beginning, hence all things related to each other, regardless of their complexity. Thus, it is that both space and time are organically joined. And I know these are big words, but basically, it's a coming together, and something will come out from that, something larger. And he said, man discovers that he's nothing else than evolution become conscious of itself. We are the universe. Rumi said, we're the universe becoming aware of itself. Pierre Teilhard de Chardin, 1,000 years later, is saying, we are humanity. We are all of this. We are evolution becoming conscious of itself, and that it's a pulling and it's a moving and it's a stretching and it's a tearing. And I wanted a straight, pretty path that had 1, 2, 3, 4. And he said, blind indeed are those who do not see the sweep of a movement whose orbit infinitely transcends all the fields of human knowledge. And he went in to talk about space and time, and that as we go through it, we are the ones. Everything in the cosmos is in a constant state of creative change. Evolution is a light illuminating all facts, a curve that all lines must follow. Nothing is static. And he put, not even religion. Is evolution a theory, a system, or a hypothesis? It is much more. It is a general condition embracing all theories, all hypotheses, all systems, one which they must satisfy henceforward if they are to be thinkable and true. For invincible reasons, the fibers demand, and he goes into some really long words, in us, in a way that goes far deeper. And he said a prolongation. It's like it goes deeper than flesh and blood. It pulls forth an emergence from humanity that begins to be aware of a higher consciousness. Now, those are a lot of big words, and honestly, there's 20 pages after that. But I want us to we got this piece in front of us, and it's not fun. But the truth is, there is hope. There is a way. And what he said in there that he goes on later to talk about is the idea that in all of the improbabilities of humankind existing at all, there is always a way forward. We cannot see it when we start out on the path. It is not visible, and if we do not take the path, it does not appear, but it's already there. It's already formed, and we are the ones who walk that path. Do we get it in our lifetime? I don't know. But today, we just simply say, there is a path, I'm on it, and I have all I need to do all that is mine to do. Thank you. That's all I know. And it's wonderful being with all of you. I can't imagine doing this journey by myself. I truly can't. I'm so grateful to be a part of this. As many of you know, next year it is 100 years for this community. It's just amazing to breathe that in and to realize it and to know that these principles, underlying spiritual principles, will hold us through everything. Right now we're going to receive our tithes and our love offerings. The opportunity to give and to be a part of a consciousness that we anchor today is so important. I believe as our youth, which we may wonder, how are they moving through this? What do they learn? What we know is that as we identify in them God, Spirit, life, love, and remind them that they are whole, infinite, and complete, and power-filled, just as they are, it creates a different world and a different opening for them. So we're going to receive these tithes and our love offerings, and let me see, I can't even remember what we're doing. Oh, I'm supposed to tell you that if you would like to know how to give, there is a sheet in the backs of your chairs, and it may or may not be. It is on there. Imagine that. Okay, so, and it will show you different ways if you'd like to give from your cell phone. There's a number on there. You can text. What's important is holding a consciousness and continuing to do it over time. We're going to say our blessing together. I would invite you to do that with me. It is divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And so it is. Amen.
If you want more love, give love. If you want more joy, give joy. If you want more peace, give peace. If you want more, give. If you want more, give. If you want more money, give your money. If you want more time, give up your time. If you want more friends, be a friend. If you want more, give. If you want more, give. When you give, you receive. It's as simple as that. There's no effort, no struggle. It's just a simple fact. If you want to see a change, be the change. If you want to have more truth, tell your truth. If you want more gratitude, give thanks. And if you want more, give. If you want more, give. When you give, you receive. It's as simple as that. There's no effort, no struggle. It's just a simple fact. It's just a simple fact. It's just a simple fact, Jack. If you want more love, gotta give love. If you want more joy, you gotta give joy. If you want more peace, you gotta give peace. If you want more, give. If you want more, you got to give. If you want more, you got to give. If you want more, you've got to give.
Thank you, thank you. Okay, in just a minute, our youth will be up. They're on their way up. I wanted to say, if you have not ordered one of the wreaths, they're beautiful. They are from a small local business. It's not something that's shipped in. The kids actually go pick them up. It is a single-family business, and they are beautiful. They last forever. In fact, we've made ours into Easter wreaths. I know Colleen has too, and a few other things. And finally, I'm like, okay, I cannot have this anymore. It's summer and I throw it in the trash, or excuse me, in my yard cart. But it's just part of what life is. We have a connection hour downstairs. We invite you to come and join with us. We have name tags on because my invitation is to get to know names and people that you do not know. We are all walking this journey, and one of the most important things we can do is to connect, and it takes going out of our comfort zone, but it's so important to do that. The 100th anniversary meeting and the whatever else it is we're doing over there is happening at 20 minutes after the service. In just a moment, we're going to sing our youth in. One of the most important things that we know is the divine is within every being. When we hold that and we allow the love in our heart to encircle these youth, they remember it, they know it, and that's our opportunity as a community, is to see the wholeness as they walk in. We're going to sing our youth in.
You are the star of the morning. You are heaven smiling at us. You're God's gift of tomorrow. Oh, how we love you. Oh, how we love you. You are the star of the morning. You are heaven smiling at us. You're God's gift of tomorrow. Oh, how we love you. Oh, how we love you.
Hi, my name is Eliana, and today we talked about what gratitude is, and gratitude? Yeah, I said. And a few things. We have a poster here of some of the words that we thought of, what gratitude meant, and yeah. And we all told the story about a time that we felt gratitude. And we make gratitude chains.
Thank you, thank you.
Hi, everyone. As some of you know, we are doing our wreath sales right now for our YOU fundraiser. Wreath sales go until next weekend, and the money goes to our events as a region. And yeah, there's 4 different wreath sizes and 2 garland sizes. So if you would like a wreath, there's a sign-up sheet out on the desk over there, and it's also online. And pickup is the first Sunday in December, but if you are not here that day, we will usually be here for the second Sunday as well.
Okay. And they'll have them during the week. So it's the first Sunday in December. Okay. By the way, there's 3 handouts that can just help you with stages of grief and different little things to remind us that this journey is a sacred one. And I also wanted, let's see, there was something else I was supposed to say. Oh, well.
Chairs.
Chairs, that's what it is. We're moving chairs today. So in a moment, we're going to sing the peace song again, which is a statement of standing in peace, of finding that center. We're going to do our prayer, we'll sing our kids out, and then we're going to move these over to the side. Thank you, God. Okay.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, family
Oh, yes. Let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me. We're going to close with our unity prayer and then we'll sing our youth out. The light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. And before we do that, I want you just to turn around. Robert Gross is up in the balcony. He turned 70 this week. Do you want to wave at us, Robert? Do you want to? And Robert has been ushering in the balcony for, 35 years maybe or more? So we are grateful you are here with us. There's cake downstairs for you, and we're so happy you're a part of our family. Okay, we're going to sing out.
I'm gonna move to the light. I'm gonna speak of the light. I'm gonna sing with the light. I'm gonna dance in the light. When I choose to remember that Spirit is all, I rejoice and give praise and shine in the light. I'm gonna move to the light. I'm gonna speak of the light. I'm gonna sing with the light. I'm gonna dance in the light. When I choose to remember that Spirit is all, I rejoice and give praise and shine in the light. When I choose to remember that Spirit